Have you ever been scrolling through, hundreds of posts, and then one just stops you in your tracks? That's not an accident. Today, we're going to decode the art of creating messages that don't just get seen, they get felt.
So let's just start with a quick question. I want you to think back to a social media post, maybe a presentation, or an ad that really, truly stuck with you. Go on, picture it. What was it about that thing that made it so powerful?
Was it just a single powerful image? Something that hit you with an emotion or a really big idea without needing a single word?
Or maybe it was the sound, a piece of music that just set the perfect mood, right? Something that built up the tension or the excitement and just pulled you right into the story.
Or hey, maybe it was just a few perfectly chosen words, a single, clear sentence that just cut through all the noise and made a complex idea feel, well, simple, obvious even.
Well, here's the secret. It's almost never just one of those things. The real magic happens when all these different elements, the visuals, the sound, the words, are all woven together on purpose. And that is the art of multimodal communication.
Okay, so let's break this down. To really get it, we need to look at the core ingredients, you could call them, the different modes we use to create meaning. So what is this big term, multimodal communication? Honestly, it's just a fancy way of saying you're using multiple channels together, things like text, images, and sound, to send a single message that's way richer and more engaging.
And this whole idea really boils down to 5 fundamental modes. Think of them like your creative toolkit. First, you've got linguistic. That's your words, spoken or written. Then there's visual, everything you see, from pictures to colors. Then audio, which is all your sounds, music, and voice. After that is gestural. That's body language, expressions. And finally, spatial, which is just how you arrange everything on the screen or the page.
But here's the thing, and this is absolutely crucial to understand. The real power isn't in any one of these modes by itself. It's all about the integration, how they all work together to create one single, cohesive experience.
Researchers have a perfect word for this: synergy. It just means that when you combine these things in the right way, the final message is so much more powerful than its individual pieces. It's like baking a cake, right? Flour, sugar, and eggs are fine on their own, but when you put them together, you get something totally new and way, way better. And this chart shows exactly why this is so effective. We all learn in different ways. Some of us are visual, some are auditory, some just want to read the words. A multimodal message doesn't force everybody down the same path. Instead, it gives people multiple ways in, which makes your core idea way more accessible and memorable to a much bigger audience.
And once you start looking for this, I promise you are going to see it everywhere. Infographics, they use text and visuals to make complicated data simple. News websites to give you articles, photos, and videos to tell the whole story. Even the social media posts you scroll through every day are a masterclass in blending a caption, an image, and maybe some music to grab you in, like 2 seconds.
Okay, so that's the what. Let's get practical and talk about the how. How do you actually put all these modes together to create something great? Well, it really comes down to 4 basic principles of design.
All right, first up, cohesion. Just look at the difference here. The before on the left, it's a total mess, right? It feels chaotic and confusing. But now look at the after on the right. See how everything feels like it belongs together? That's cohesion. It creates this professional, unified feeling that makes your message feel clear and trustworthy.
Next up, emphasis. That wall of text on the left. I mean, your brain doesn't even know where to begin. But look at the right. By just making a few key phrases bigger or bolder or a different color, you're immediately guiding your audience's eyes. You're basically telling them, hey, look here, this is the important part.
Number 3, and this one is so important, is clarity. The example on the left is just overwhelming. There's too much stuff crammed in there, no room to breathe. The after slide has the same information, but it's simple, it's concise. And all that white space isn't empty. It's a powerful tool that makes everything so much easier to read and understand.
And finally, we have alignment. The stuff on the left just looks like it was thrown on the page, right? It's messy, disorganized. But on the right, everything is neatly lined up along an invisible grid. It just creates this sense of order and professionalism, and it makes it so much easier for our eyes to follow along.
So now you have the principles. Let's talk about the final step, putting it all together. How do you actually go from just an idea in your head to a finished product that really makes an impact?
Well, great projects don't just happen by accident. They start with a solid plan. A script is your blueprint. It's what organizes your words and controls the rhythm of your message. And a storyboard? That's your visual plan. It's like a little comic strip that lets you see how everything is going to look and feel before you actually start building it.
And the best part is, you don't need a Hollywood budget for this anymore. There are incredible, easy-to-use tools out there, like Canva or Wix. Your phone is a fantastic video camera, and you can get the job done with free editors like iMovie or Shotcut. But you know what the most important tool of all is? Concise language. Just get to the point. That's how you hold people's attention.
Which brings us to the real takeaway here. In this day and age, every single time you post something, give a presentation, or even just send an email with an attachment, you are a multimodal communicator. That's just a fact. So the only real question left is, are you being intentional about it?